to. This is the Golden Gate Sports Podcast. Today we are going to be talking about some free agent updates for the 49ers. As you guys may have seen, Jaguars just released Gabe Davis, and there's been some talk about the Niners possibly signing him and a cornerback, Asante Samuel Jr. I just wanted to give some input on that today. So let's start off with Gabe Davis here. Wide receiver, Jacksonville Jaguars and Buffalo Bills. Stayed in Buffalo, I think, for his first 4 years, and then has been in Jacksonville for 1. Some of the pros that come with Gabe Davis are Gabe Davis has the willingness to run block, as well as just bringing another physical presence to that 49er receiving room. Also, he is a red zone threat for Brock Purdy. Something that he I think the Niners really need for him, since Debo is gone, and if Christian gets injured, I mean, George Kittle is probably the last guy left on there. So Gabe Davis brings a little extra, as well as, I mean, he's a veteran, 26 years old. I think he's been in the league for 4 or 5 years now. Pretty crafty, in my opinion. Now we'll talk about some of the cons. He is an inconsistent pass catcher. Just sometimes he just drops it. He peaked in 2022 with 48 catches, 836 yards and 7 touchdowns. He also had that one great game in Buffalo in the playoffs against the Chiefs where he had like 4 touchdowns. I think that overall kind of boosted up his salary and the way he was paid. And I think he got 3 years, $39 million from Jacksonville. But also last year in Jacksonville, he only had 20 catches for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns. Probably not what Jacksonville was expecting. So good job by them getting out of that deal as fast as they can. Honestly, I do think this would be a great fit for the 49ers. Just based off, I mean, it's a fourth guy who can run block. If you look at the Niners depth chart at receiver, there's not many run blockers. I mean, Jordan Watkins is going to be one for the Niners, but would you want a rookie at that 4th-string spot, or would you want him at the 5th-string spot, learning under Kyle Shanahan's system for at least maybe a year or so? But Gabe Davis, I mean, if Jacob Cowing ends up taking over Jordan Watkins' spot, which I don't think Jacob Cowing is a great run blocker, then when you lose Ayuk or Jennings, I mean, you don't really have a run blocker at the 4th-string spot. You have him at the 5th-string or 6th-string spot. So I think Gabe Davis would be a great addition just based off of that. And yeah, I mean, I also think he brings a little bit more talent to that receiving room early next year as well, because I don't think Ayuk's going to be back until around week 4, maybe in that range. So, yeah, I think it would be a good signing if the Niners could go get him. Be a great addition to the depth chart. Next up was free agent cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. Some of the pros were, I mean, he's going to add depth to a thin corner room. I mean, you've got Demo, Renardo Green, Trey Brown, Upton Stout, Darrell Luter, and Chase Lucas. So, I mean, once you get past Renardo Green, I don't think there's much talent, and Asante Samuel brings some of that talent back, per se, from last year when we had Charvarius Ward. He also had 2 interceptions out of 3 of the 4 seasons on his rookie contract. Had consistently good tape when he's healthy, and has had more than 10 pass deflections in the past 3 out of 4 seasons of his rookie contract. So that's obvious. I mean, that's very, very good stats for a cornerback. Now, some of the cons, I am worried about his injury. He only has 2 full seasons of play. And the way the doctors described his injury of Currency, which is that shoulder injury that kept him out for the entire season, I think it was right after week 4. It is a chronic shoulder injury, and they call it like stinger symptoms. It is a little worrisome. I I hope he can play through that if he does get that injury again, which he probably will. It's a little worrisome. And in 2024, he only played that, it was 4 games once again. After that injury to the shoulder, just gone. And then he also is not a very good run defender, which kind of surprised me. I mean, he has a high missed tackle percentage at 60.6%. And, just overall not a very strong run defender. But it's also surprising because for a cornerback guy, I do believe like having 58 tackles, or I think his average was like 47, 46 tackles a year out of those first 3 years. I think that's pretty darn good, but it's just surprising that his missed tackle percentage is that high. Overall, I think he would be a good signing, and I would definitely prefer him over Trey Brown or Upton Stout. He is a very good fit for that Robert style zone defense, and he could also play the nickel or the slot. It really just depends on what the Niners need him for. If we were looking for a nickel cornerback, I would definitely play him over Trey Brown or Upton Stout. Just has more experience than Upton Stout would. You know what I'm saying? So, with those two out of the way, I just want to go over some other free agent signings I think the Niners could also do. One of those being free agent Zadarius Smith, the edge from the Lions last year. He signed with them. He's old, and I get it. The Niners are really trying to get younger, but he also, you don't have to play him all the time. I mean, you got your Yeturgos Matos still. You could put him out on the edge if you really don't want to play him that often. But my thing with it is that the Niners could play him on third down, because there's been some stuff about Mykel Williams playing inside at D tackle on the third downs. So maybe you move Zadarius Smith out there for those third downs. You have a better pass rusher than your Yeturgos Matos out there. So that way, it's pretty even out on the edge. That way, you're not having to use your Yeturgos Matos on those third downs. I'm not saying your Yeturgos Matos is bad, but you could definitely have a better pass rusher, and I think Zadarius Smith is a better pass rusher than your Yeturgos Matos. Now we've got free agent linebackers, Kyzir White and C.J. Mosley. I would prefer that we bring in C.J. Mosley just for that veteran presence, that leadership. He's been in the league for a while. I think he's 32 years old. 32, 33, one of those two. And, just a thin linebacker. I would love to bring in an extra linebacker, especially if D. Winters isn't ready. From what the Niners have seen, he tore his ACL last year, so that could definitely prevent him from being a starter next year. And with Fred Warner, Nick Martin, and then you put C.J. Mosley out there, that's a pretty great linebacking group in my opinion. You got 2 veterans teaching the rookie. Yeah, I would love to have that for the Niners. Kyzir White's also a veteran. I think he's 26, 27 years old. And if the Niners are trying to get younger, that would be the other option I would go with, even though I prefer C.J. Mosley as that leadership guy. But bringing in either of these guys would be great additions over D. Winters, just in case. You never know if this guy's going to be ready with that ACL tear. Some players aren't the same after coming back from that, especially when you're a linebacker, because you push off a lot. But we'll see. Moving on, we got a free agent running back, Jeff Wilson Jr. You guys probably heard this name before, especially if you're a Niners fan, dating back to 2007, or I think 2018 is when they first signed him. Overall, he brings in that veteran experience to a backfield where, you've got Isaac Guerrero. I think he's on his second or third year. And then you got a rookie in Jordan James. And, you got Patrick Taylor back there. I think Jeff Wilson is better than Patrick Taylor just in that physical run game. I think Jeff Wilson would be a better back. And he has the familiarity with the system already. So, also, he has been a part of that 2019 Super Bowl run. So I think he just brings a lot more than Patrick Taylor could, even if he has to be that fourth option. But, obviously, who knows if we're going to go get him. I think he's an older back right now. I think he's like 30, 31, 32, one of those age numbers. But obviously, if they could bring him in, I would love it. That would be a great addition. Next up, we have DJ Chark from, I think, last year. If I'm not mistaken, he played for the Chargers not too long ago. If they were planning on getting a run blocking receiver, kind of like Gabe Davis, the other option, in my opinion, would definitely be DJ Chark. Good option if he is gone, and he's still a better run blocker than Cowing, but not as good a receiver as Gabe Davis. He had that 1,000-yard receiving year in Jacksonville, and then it just kind of fell off slowly but surely. And then when he re-signed with Jacksonville, I think a few years later, he had back-to-back 100-yard seasons, and then this year I think he only had 300 yards. So, a little older than Gabe Davis too. He's 28. I'm sure they would prefer to go get Gabe Davis, as this is what they were thinking. But if he's not there soon, which I think he'd probably be off the market soon, my second option would be definitely DJ Chark. Go check him out. Lastly, but not least, is free agent tight end CJ Uzomah. Arguably the best run blocking tight end available right now, and it's going to be another addition next to Luke Farrell. The Niners will basically have a great tight end core for that run blocking. George Kittle can get more involved in the pass game. Luke Farrell, CJ Uzomah are both good run blockers. I think the Niners did want to draft a rookie tight end to run block, kind of like Harold Fannin or Jalen Conyers. But I think Harold Fannin left the board in like the early 6th, early 5th. So Niners obviously didn't think it was that important to trade up for at that time. But I think now they're going to regret that kind of a choice, just kind of sit and wait. So I do think they go out and sign a tight end pretty soon here. And free agent CJ Uzomah would be my choice for that number. I think he'd be like the number 3 tight end on the roster. So yeah, he is 32 years old, which is a little old, but still a good vet addition. Has that veteran presence. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today's episode. I'm going to show you guys what I have set up here. It's just my laptop from school. I'm just I kind of was sitting there and I kind of went over, I saw that Gabe Davis was released, and I just wanted to kind of go over that and see some free agents that are still available I think the Niners could really use on their roster. Let me pause this and show you guys. This is what I set up a little earlier. See 49ers free agent alert. We got free agent. Yep. All the pros, the cons, the summary. Yep, just kind of that stuff. I thought it was pretty cool when I set it up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. With that, if you guys have any comments or questions, please just go down to the comment section and comment what you guys are feeling. I really appreciate all the love and support you guys have given me over these past few days. Go check out my TikTok channels, my Twitter, my Instagram. I post some stuff on there usually. It just kind of depends on if I made a short or not. If I make shorts, then they're usually on those pages as well. But with that, guys, have a great rest of your day. I hope you guys are all having a blessed day today. And yeah, peace.